Welcome back to the Embeemakes knitting channel. My name's Melissa and I'm the maker behind Embeemakes here on YouTube, on Ravelry and on Instagram. It's been a month since I last filmed a podcast episode, so I thought it was time to give you a little update on the things I'm knitting on. Let's maybe start with what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my Peacock tee by Knit today, knit in Drops Bell. I finished this a few episodes ago and yeah, I've since now washed and blocked it because I hadn't before. I was just wearing it as is and it slightly opened up the lace work some more. But yeah, I still love it very much. It's a very wearable piece for me in the summer when it's not too hot. And yeah, I can also wear this to work with some nice linen pants. Or casually at home. So I really love this piece, and the only finished object I have for this month is another knit pattern with a very similar lace work. And this is something that you haven't seen before. I've not cast it on last time, but I did show you the yarn. So without further ado, here is the Peacock scarf by Knit. I've knit the largest size using 2 skeins of Cardiff Cashmere Classic, and the only bit of yarn I have left is this tiny bit. So yeah, I really made the most of those 2 special skeins I had. Cardiff Cashmere is not a cheap yarn, it's very special. The cashmere is super soft, but I think yeah, for 2 skeins you get a really nice sized scarf, so it's worth the money. And yeah, this is a gift knit, so I won't be keeping this one for myself, sadly. I think it's really beautiful and, as I said, super soft. You can wrap it around your neck like this, then tie a little knot. Yeah, I think it's super cute, nice and soft, just perfect for when the weather's slightly chilly and you want to cover your neck. Or you can also wear it like this to cover your shoulders. Or you can tie it around your back when you're going out to always have a little scarf with you. I think you can also wear it like this. Yeah. I think I will definitely be knitting this pattern again, but for me or for other people to gift. So you start at the top here and then you make increases, do some lace and just some plain garter rows. And so when you reach the end you just cast off, so you can make it as long or as big as you want. If you have more yarn you can make it bigger, or with just 1 skein. You also have a scarf, but it's a tiny one that you can not really wrap around like this one, but just tie it in the front. But I went for the larger size because I think it's slightly more practical for the person I'm giving it to. And yeah, I think it's also a very beautiful color and a great gift project. So yeah, maybe it's a bit early, but if you're already looking into Christmas gifts that you're making, I think this one is a very good contender. So that was my one and only finished object this month. But keeping with the tiny scarves, I also have a whip that has been on my needles for over a year, maybe even 2. But I found it back in my pile of languishing whips. And I thought, well, summer is a great season to knit tiny scarves. They don't take up a lot of room, so you can take them wherever you go with you. And they aren't very sweaty and warm on your lap when you're working on it because they stay pretty small. And so I found this one again. I'm not sure if I showed this on the podcast. Maybe, yeah, again, over a year ago. So if you've been a long time viewer, you might know. But yeah, this is a very simple Sophie scarf. And I've knit a few before, but this one is intended to be gifted to my mom. I had used this yarn previously to knit her a hat. I held it with a fluffy Surrey yarn. And I did show that hat on here, I think. I had quite a bit left of the yarn. I think I had 2 skeins. I only ended up using 1 for the hat. So I was left with this one. I don't remember the name of this yarn, but I think it's a Lang Yarns hand-dyed yarn that I bought at my local yarn shop, Knops and More. And yeah, it's a really beautiful bluey beige yarn. And I'm now working on the decreases already, so I'm over half. I hope to use up as much of this yarn as possible, but I might have a tiny bit left after finishing this. But maybe I can use that for some other project someday. It's also a really soft yarn. I'm not entirely sure anymore what this is made of. I think there's some cotton in there and some wool, maybe some alpaca. But it's really nice and soft. And the hand-dyed creates some stripes over here at the tip, but then blends out a bit more here where there's more stitches per row. Yeah, I think this will be a really lovely tiny scarf for my mom. Then I have an update on the Pippin cardigan. I picked it up when the weather was slightly colder again. We had a heat wave for a week or two. Quite hot weather where I wasn't working on anything with mohair. But now that the weather has cooled down this week and last week, I managed to pick up my Pippin cardigan again. And yeah, I have not worked on the body this month, but I did continue knitting on this sleeve. So this marker is where I was last time, and I've now managed to knit almost to where I can start working on the cuff, which is I think only a few rows of 1x1 rib. So I will try it on again before I start those, and to see if the length is good for me. I really love the fabric these 2 yarns create. I'm using Filcolana Tilia and Filcolana Arvetta for this, but the Tilia is a white and then the Arvetta is the marzipan color. I first wanted to have the same color, but it wasn't in stock when I bought this yarn, so I went with a lighter mohair. And I think the combination you get is very pretty with the textured stitch and then also the variegation you get. It's not a flat color, and I think I actually really like this. So yeah, once I finish this sleeve, I will work on the second sleeve and then continue knitting the body. I've also been thinking about not doing the double knit button band, but maybe just do a 1x1 rib button band, because it's faster to do and I think I will like it more for this one. I already have an April cardigan that also has just a simple 1x1 ribbed button band, and I really like it. It looks neat enough for me, and yeah, I think with also the ribbing on the sleeves and the bottom, I think 1x1 rib button band will be fine. But yeah, we'll see when I get to that. Also, everything about sizes that I'm making will be on my Ravelry page for the project. And then I have one more project that you've seen before to give you an update on, and one more new cast on, which I'm very excited about. But first, an update on my Lusk tea by the Creabea. As you can see, since last time I have finished the front and then connected in the round at the underarm and started working on the body. And then I felt like adding the collar in first, so that it looks a lot more like a t-shirt now. I went with the purple for the collar, and yeah, I really like it. I think I said it in my previous podcast episode, but I think the light green would be a little too light to be directly against my skin. But yeah, I think this purple will be really nice, and then I will also repeat this for the ribbing on the sleeves and probably also at the bottom. You have this very neat shoulder detail in the back, which I really like. This is the back. So yeah, now I'm just continuing working on the body. I think I might add 1 or 2 rows of decreases for some waist shaping, because I have done that for my stripe hype sweater and I really enjoyed the fit that gave me. It's also a drop shoulder, so yeah, I think with a drop shoulder I like the boxy fit at the top, but then slightly, very slightly tapered towards the waist. I think is very flattering on my body type. And yeah, I think I will add that to this tee. There is optional bust shaping for this tee, but I didn't do that. Yeah. I hope to maybe have this finished by next podcast episode. It knits up pretty quickly. I'm working on 4mm needles. You are supposed to use 4.5mm needles, but I did like the fabric with the 4mm needles that I have here. I'm just slightly off gauge, but I think this will stretch out a bit more because the yarn I'm using is hand-dyed yarn by the Mindful Creators, and this is on her lovely linen base. And I bought this last year during the summer. This was from her summer tonals collection. It is back now, the summer tonals collection, and you can buy all throughout the summer some beautiful hand-dyed summer tonals. I will maybe put a link below. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this type of yarn. It's mostly a merino, but there's also some linen in it. Don't know if you can see, you have like these parts. Yeah, you can't really tell. It's nice and soft, pretty stretchy, and I think will make a great t-shirt for the summer. Maybe not the 30-degree days, but yeah. And I think it will also be a wearable piece for work. And then the last whip I have for you is a new cast on. I have it in this lovely new bag that I bought at Door mij met liefde. It's the same as this tiny one that I showed last time. I really enjoy the size of this, and it's great quality and super cute fabric. And she had another sale of these bags, and I went now with the larger size. I think this is size large, yes. And it has these handles. You can hold it and put your larger projects in here. But so, what is inside this bag? I have been talking about this project for quite a while already, and I first wanted to finish another scarf that I have on my needles, but I thought, well, I better get going on this, start, and then maybe already finish this before continuing with the other scarf, which is the waffle loop scarf or waffle loop shawl. So yeah, I will show you what I have so far and then tell you a bit more about it. So you might recognize this pattern or know which project I'm talking about from previous of my knitting episodes. But this is the Birds of a Feather shawl by Andrea Mowry, and I'm knitting this with some very special yarns to be my wedding shawl. I'm not going to be wearing this the entire wedding, but just in the evening when it gets a bit chilly maybe, or for some nice photos with my partner, or the morning after our wedding when we'll also be staying at the venue still. I think this will be nice to drape around my shoulders, and afterwards I can also wear it just as a scarf in fall, winter, spring. So yeah, the yarns I'm using is another yarn by the Mindful Creators. This one is on her Heavenly Alpaca base, which has a tiny bit of cashmere in it, some baby alpaca. What else is in here? And some silk. So it's super soft, very luxurious. And this is in the color Lavender Fields from the spring collection last year. And I'm pairing it with this Surrey that I bought from Ginger and Thyme, I think also last year or the year before. It's been in my stash for a while, and I thought it paired really well with this yarn. There are some darker purple speckles in there that match perfectly with this one, so I think it's a great combination and gives some good contrast. And so yeah, this is what I have so far. You start at the tip here and then you make increases every row, and then there's a central spine here also. I think it's a really special shape of shawl. So you alternate with the lighter color fingering weight yarn and the lace or Surrey yarn. The shawl is mostly garter stitch. Up until now I've only done garter on here, but there's also some sections where you do a bit of lace. I think pretty similar to this one actually. So yeah, I think it will be a beautiful shawl. It's already very light and soft. So I'm very much looking forward to be able to wear this. And I did make a mistake on here, knitting on it this week. I realized that I messed up somewhere here at the spine, so I've had to rip out this morning, but now I'm back on track to finish this section and then do another Surrey section. Yeah, I really enjoy seeing this project grow. So those are all the knitting updates I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this shorter podcast episode. I don't have any acquisitions this month, which I think is good because I have more than enough yarn and knitting supplies. I am thinking about doing some sewing in the coming months because I think summer is a great time for that, and I have some lovely fabrics that I bought and want to make something with. I will try my hand at sewing my first pants. Maybe I will start with some shorts because I can wear those right away. And yeah, if you like this episode, be sure to leave a like. Maybe tell me in the comments what you've been working on while watching my podcast episode. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!